Okay, so if you take, let's see, you take, I think it's this one. So I'm gonna, actually, if you take this one, which I really, really like, I like this pose a lot. I'm gonna duplicate it. Oops. And duplicate that. And take this and drag it down here. And I'm gonna do that. And just up that size real quick. It doesn't, well, now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like she has arms, but her arms are going up. So if I just take this and okay. So here we have the little skirt thing, and I want to keep that right there, but let's erase as much as possible and get down to bare bones. Hold on, let me just turn up my eraser here. I really like that scarf. I'm going to keep that scarf where it is, but give me a second and I will put it back. So the way we have this outfit set up is I think we should make this sweater longer and the skirt slightly shorter. Not too short to where it's like sexy or anything, but just like shape language. And then we'll talk about color and stuff. So, and like patterns. So for this character, you have, let's move this over a bit so that way it's not like all the way over there. And this way we still have the same, see, we still have the same height and the same proportions and stuff like that. It's just, you know, she's standing differently. So if we, also sorry this took so long. I was waiting for the other video to upload before I started the other one, and I also got caught up in a Twitter argument, of course, because that's what I was doing, is arguing with someone on Twitter. Well, not really arguing, it was more of like a nice debate thing. Okay, so I love this scarf you have, and that should absolutely be one of the front and center things, because I love the whole like whipped cream with sprinkles kind of look that it has, and that's awesome. And I love that it's on the sweater too. I love the sprinkly kind of look that you have. Um, when you have a character like this where they have large round shapes, you need to emphasize those round shapes as much as you can. So if you, this person seems like they have breasts, so I'm going to add those without sexualizing them because we don't need that for a good character design. And you see this, the way that you have her shaped, her torso is going to come out, their torso is going to come out, their torso is going to come out like this, and the hip is going to blend in with that leg, and the sweater is going to overlap right here on that hip. So one of the things that your character lacks in this particular portrait is depth, because the shading and the way that the fabric lays on the character, it of course it curves and stuff like that, but it's I spent this whole time assuming that this was a sweater. This could be a dress. But the way that it's proportioned is not appealing. So if we make it, let's say we make it into a sweater and a skirt, if it's a dress, we can do this and have the skirt billow out a little bit, and like that makes the silhouette even more interesting, is adding all these different shapes and like and layers and stuff. So actually I'm gonna fix that. So this leg is in front, and like So if we take, there are the knees. I'm not even gonna worry about that. So if we take this sweater and we just, and it's down here, the skirt is much shorter and has that, it looks shorter, but it's not. It's just, well, it's kind of, let me fix where she's standing a little bit. And that's good. Okay. So it's pulled up a little bit, but just for, why did I do that? Why did I do that? There we go. But for the sake of shape language, and keep in mind, I'm not sexualizing, it's just for shape language. I know that sounds like I'm saying it's not sexualized. It can be, but I'm not doing, there's none of her, like, parts are showing, or their parts are showing. So we have a new pose for this character. I don't know if they're like a cutesy. I don't know if they're. What I'm taking from the portrait that you have is that they're cutesy, and that they're very happy and bubbly and bouncy and or that's what you're trying to convey with the character. So one of the thing is color theory. So if we let's see, if I take another layer here and I block out this area, I'll just color sample. So if we do this, actually, if we just take this light brown, we can darken stuff. I'm gonna use the flat brush, and so if we take this character and we fill it out with flats, let me get that in there. And you compare it to this one. Oh, how about we just drag this group down here? Okay. And I'm gonna drag this over. You compare the two, you can see that this one has more of like a fluid shape than this one. So, let me go back to my red real quick. I'll take this red. Open. So you have, so this, with this shape, sorry, I got a notification that I just, you take this shape and it's like, it's almost like an upside down teardrop. It's like this. That is behind the other one. That's not what I wanted. This is like a upside down teardrop shape, which is an overall pleasing shape, right? And even if you like shrink down, you can get, this is a teardrop, this is a teardrop, this here is a teardrop, this shape is a teardrop. It's shape language and stuff, so it makes the design more appealing. This one also has that, but they're spaced out and don't blend together. So I think that's one of the problems, is that they do this. They're kind of bent a little bit, and they don't blend together. So it's hard to make that. It's one of the, you want like a whole shape that you have that like pulls the whole portrait together. You want to have one cohesive look. So if you have your character, you want them to be made up of all of the same shape and be broken up into smaller of those shapes without, like, without making it repetitive. They're just, it's like hints of the shape. It doesn't even have to be like a repetitive pattern like right here, and we'll get to that in a second. But this, the way that I'm trying to convey is that you can have a huge shape like this and then have it broken down into smaller shapes, and that makes it more appealing and stuff. So when you do that, you can break that repetitive shape up with different stuff, like the scarf, and this skirt, which is like a stripy kind of shape. It's like a ribbon that you wrap around the character, and the scarf is like is also a ribbon of sorts, but it's more chunky, you know. So you wrap it around the character and make it more appealing. So you've broken up those shapes, and you also have the hair, which is also kind of a teardroppy shape. Because if you take the shape language that you've used here, is that their hair is it like the big shapes that you take up of, and then the face even. Let me undo that so you can actually see it. But the face, the way that it curves about is teardrop. So if you keep these things in mind, and then also when you're doing the color stuff, let me set this on so I don't scribble everywhere. What I think for the skirt, because there's a lot of browns in your character, what I think for the skirt is we should bump up the saturation a little bit and the brightness. So if we take that and just scoot that across, I think that'll like help you appeal, because there's not so many darks and then only a little bit of the bright. With this pattern, let me address this. With this pattern, is the shapes are too small for you to have this complicated of a design, and I think it adds to like the repetitiveness of this and like the whole sprinkly kind of look on the scarf and the sweater. I think that the cherries take away from it. I know that's her look, and I totally get you. Maybe make her either maybe make the cherries a little bit bigger, or like, let's see, I'm drawing over top of it, so let's take some white and like do this. That's not entirely white, but whatever. So we take this and let's go back to oh, I gotta color sample the red again. Of course I do. So we add some larger shapes, and these look like polka dots at this point, but you'll get where I'm going with this in a second. Repetitive patterns are so hard to work with, in my opinion, because you try to get that nice uniform pattern, and it just makes the whole thing kind of look forced. So you see what I mean? That doesn't look very good, but I think you can tell where I'm going with it. It makes the red stand out more, the pattern stand out more. You can tell what it is. And instead of having it be, I know you probably want that like traditional cartoony pair of cherries thing, but it doesn't look organic. because cherries don't actually fall off this way. It's just like a cute icon, like a cute icon and iconic form that, I'm sorry about my bird. But so if you, let's see, let's take this color. Oh, that is a blue. Let's warm that up. Make it like a pink. And go back to this layer where the pink is more, let me see. Let's just get rid of that. That's ugly. So this is a white. So I'm not sure if you want to make the stockings like see-through, or if they're leggings that have a pattern on them. But with someone of this body language and shape, their skin color is going to show through a little bit. And their skin color is a little yellow. Maybe we should warm that up a little. And okay, so creating, that doesn't look red at all on my camera, but it trust me, I will upload the images that I'm using and help you with that. So let's take this dark brown. This is a very muted brown. As you can see, it's like almost smack dab in the middle on down here. So let's try and bring that up. That's too high. Let's bring over the saturation. Chili, please. He's talking because I'm talking. So let's get this sweater going with that more like a more chocolate brown. So there's like a yeah, that's looking okay. And then we get this red and pop this in here. I'm not sure what kind of look you're going for with the white on, if it's white chocolate or if it's like whipped cream or something, but so we get the whites and slap those in there. That's a very harsh white. I think what we should do is we should like, whipped cream has sometimes an either blue or a pink tone to it. So what we should do is try to brighten that up, like block it in with this color real quick, and then make the highlights the same color as the tights. Like I said, my word is not law. I'm definitely by no means a professional, but this is the stuff that I've learned in the years that I've been drawing, the 14 long years. So long. But like, it helps create that, you know, that like nice warm bubbly feeling I think you're going for. As for the pattern on her tights, leggings, tights, I don't know. As for that pattern that you're going for, I'm not an expert on patterns because I have neglected using them in anything. And I'm just now recently realizing that I need to work on them. But, because that's one of the reasons my characters are so boring. So I also need to put these shoes in here. So I appreciate this little shape here. This with the highlight. That looks so good. Like, I love that. That is so good. I'm probably not going to be able to mimic that. So I'm going to assume that's a highlight, and then it has like this really bright spot right here, the white, and then the actual highlight of the brown on the shoes. It looks so good. That looks so good. That was like, that's like my favorite thing. It's not my favorite thing. I love your character. They're really cute, and they look like a very fun person. So keeping all of this stuff in mind when you're designing a character. Also, I think I'm going to drop a highlight right here too, just for some variance of tone. Get that shininess of cherries or something. But and then you can like sprinkle. I don't know if I have a sprinkle texture brush, so let me, I don't have sprinkles obviously, but I might have something related. Industrial. No. Retro. No. Touch-ups. Noise is too much. I'm definitely not. Aha! Here we go. Take this and just pop that in there. Oh, that looks like cocoa. Ooh. Maybe that's too much, but. And then you take this one, this brown, and slap it in there. That looks like cocoa powder, and I love it. So something like that. Maybe we can like create some. No, that looks dumb. Too much going on there. Okay, and then you can, I don't know, make it, let's take this and use a hard brush. Maybe, oh, like drippies. Oh, that'd be cute. Like, have some drippy leggings. Get some drippies in there. You know what I mean? Also, sorry about my hairy leg. I haven't shaved in forever. And I'm doing this on my couch because my desk is covered in crap right now. Maybe we should darken that. It kind of looks like blood. Whoops. Oh, that looks even more like blood. Oh no. Maybe chocolate syrup. Maybe have red leggings and do chocolate syrup. I don't know. But, I think, oh god, this is almost a half an hour long. I think you get my point. I don't want to sit here and I absolutely just sat here and nagged at you about your character, but I want to help, and I want to give you my opinion. I want to, like, I don't want to just be like, do better, you know? I want to explain to you what could be, you know? Like, I don't want to completely remake your character for you, but I just some ideas, or like on what you could be feeling, because I'm having the exact same trouble with all of my characters right now. All of them, every single one. And I was like, what is the number one issue with mine? Mine was shape language. And then costume design. I'm pretty sure my costume design is garbage when it comes to my own work. But hopefully this did something. And I hope that I didn't like bore you with my opinion or anything, or like the stuff that I've learned. This isn't meant to be like a do it my way video. It's supposed to be like a you know, here's what I've learned. I hope that it helps type thing. And I don't think I wasted my time, whether you take my advice or not. I think it's good to have outside opinions, whether it's mine or whatever, or somebody else's. I think that this was a good experience for me because now I get to go nitpick my own characters to death and fix them. And hope that what I said will have, you know, shown through a little bit. Yes, thank you, Chili. Chili says bye, Evan. I appreciate any time that you took to watch this video. Thank you, Chili. I might show Chili on another video, but okay. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and that this helps. Bye.